Here it is, the last UCI Road Women World Cup race of this season. We are in France, in Brittany, where the land and the sea meet. It's the Grand Prix de Plouay. The weather, a nice 20 degrees with some wind, but luckily no rain. Last week Lizzie Armistead secured her overall win, and today she takes time for pictures and autographs for the fans. In 2013, Marianne VOS won this race by arriving solo, and she also takes her time for pictures with the fans and signing autographs. Was one of the strongest teams, and in Pauline Ferrand Prevot they have the French champion. Obviously, she was one of the most popular riders for pictures today. Ida Slappendel is ready for some fun out on the road. 116 riders line up, 20 teams and no less than 28 nationalities. The jersey wearers on the first row, best young rider Elena Cecchini already secured her jersey last week. And then UCI President Brian Cookson drops the flag for the 121-kilometre race. More than 10 national champions were present, from Ethiopia to Australia, Canada and the European countries. The map, we are in Bretagne, in western France. The course takes the riders north out of Plouay, through the forest and then back south again. 3 climbs along the way, 4 big laps of 26.9 kilometers, 1 smaller one, 13.9, which makes a race total of 121.5 kilometers. At 41k from the line, a first move is made by world champion Marianne VOS. She splits the peloton, but from the back several riders manage to bridge to the first group. Lizzie Armistead is there. She wanted to have fun out on the road today, she said this morning, but she also rode aggressively. She clearly wants another win this year. One of the many attacks by Lucinda Brand, normally the team's road captain, but the 25-year-old was very strong in France. Tiffany Cromwell follows the move for Specialized Lululemon, and Orica AIS sent Emma Johansson up the road. The chasing is up to Audrey Cordon. She is from Brittany and gives her all in her home race for High-Tech's team captains Elisa Longo-Borghini and Ashley Molman. And Jessie Daams does the work for Armistead. The 3 leaders are caught. Van der Breggen is the first one to bridge, and then Longo-Borghini, Armistead, Rosella Rato. VOS talks to her teammate Ferrand Prevot. What is the tactic going to be like? More attacks like last week in Sweden to wear the group out. Yes, more attacks. Lucinda Brand again, and Tiffany Cromwell follows her wheel. The Australian tried over and over again, but unlike last week, Specialized Lululemon didn't have multiple riders up front. Cromwell was alone and Rabobank were not. Marianne VOS tries again to thin out the group. Armistead tries to follow the Dutch rider, as does Swedish champion Emma Johansson and VOS teammate Ferrand Prevot. But after the climb, Rabo have one more surprise up their sleeve. Lucinda Brand got dropped on the climb but managed to save energy to come back. The 25-year-old has a gap, but it's still very early. But Rabo-Liv are not going to work in a chasing group now they have a rider up front. And then it's down to the other riders, who are all on their own. No teammates for Armistead, no teammates for Cromwell, Rato, Johansson, Amiel or Longo-Borghini. And Brand powers on. This year she tried a long solo at the Dutch National Championships to try and keep her title, but the race was a few hundred meters too long. But that's not the case today. She wins the Grand Prix de Plouay, and she can barely believe it herself, shaking her head. But she is the winner. The sprint for second place then. Tiffany Cromwell leads the group and the Australian opens the sprint. It's a wide road and the riders have a tailwind. On the right it's Armistead. On the left Marianne VOS sprints. Ferrand Prevot glued to her wheel. Is it going to be a Rabo-Liv 1-2-3? Cromwell fades and VOS takes over. The French champion still behind her. Rosella Rato tries, but the Rabo riders are just too strong. It's going to be a 1-2-3 for the Dutch team today.
A few times this year that they beat me on the line, so I keep going till the finish. On the finish line, I'm sure this year that I win.
The results of the Grand Prix de Plouay: Brand, VOS, Ferrand Prevot, Rosella Rato is 4th, Anna van der Breggen, Emma Johansson, Longo-Borghini, Armistead, Amiel Youssik and Tiffany Cromwell comes in 10th. 3 teammates on the podium: VOS, Brand and Ferrand Prevot. The overall standings then, Lizzie Armistead already secured the win last week. VOS jumps to third on this year's final standings in the UCI Women Road World Cup. Brian Cookson hands over the trophy to his compatriot.
Really pleased. Yeah, it's a nice surprise for the season. I didn't expect to do it, so I'm really happy.
And will you try for it next year?
Probably not, no. I think, I still want to win Flanders and the World Championships. Those are the big goals for me in cycling, so I have this now in the pocket, so maybe not.
Belarusian champion Alena Amilusik takes the jersey for best climber. She secured that today in the first climb to the Chapelle de Sainte-Anne. Ida Slappendel designed this year's leaders' jerseys, and the Dutch rider gets to take one home as well. The sprint jersey is for her.
I feel really good. I knew already before I was gonna win it, so it wasn't so hard today. But yeah, it's really cool to have the first edition myself, and yeah, I'm very happy with it. We did a good race also again today, and winning was the main goal. And yeah, so we did it. We were all in the first group, and yeah, I even got some points in the sprint again today. So I almost feel like a sprinter now.
And the last of the jerseys goes to Elena Cecchini for Estado de Mexico. The runner-up in Chongming Island is the best young rider of the year.
It was a great feeling also if today was not my best day, but I'm happy to get this goal because it's really important for me, and I hope next year I will be better in this race.
9 races, 9 winners. Great racing in this year's World Cup. UCI President Brian Cookson.
Well, I think we take more steps in the same direction. I think that's the important thing, that we do more of what we're doing and try and do it better and bigger. We're seeing now more sponsors showing interest. We're seeing more host towns and cities showing interest. And I think we can start to build women's cycling, especially on the road like this today, much more strongly going forward. I think there's also been a change in the attitude of the media in terms of coverage and reporting. And I think we'll see that continue as well.
Time for a selfie for the best team of the year, Rabo-Liv. Thanks for watching. See you next year.